Hey everybody, Blue here, and I'm bringing you our first of many top lists. So, Delta and I thought a while ago it would be cool to do top lists, and it wasn't until the Deck Expo that was the point where we would start doing these. Kind of a refresher period for our channel. So, new things. We're going to do top lists because Delta and I love talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and for some reason, you guys are getting tired of watching 25-minute deck profiles. So, our first top list is going to be top 10 cards we want to see printed from the anime. Now, there's definitely more than 10, probably more than 100 cards we'd love to see from the anime. So, this will be one of definitely a couple of these lists. You know, it's something that there's so many cards unprinted from the anime, and, you know, there's a lot of cards. You know, you guys comment that you want to see. Some of you comment that we forgot these cards when we built a deck. Yeah, no, a lot of cards aren't printed. Google is your friend. So, I'm going to go through our list of what we put together, and it's really just, you know, kind of a general mix of cards, monster spell traps, largely from the original series. More series will come, but I will tell you now that we will not be doing cards from series. We have not started yet. These are meant to be more for individual cards as well. So if it's, you know, a couple of cards from a character who does not have a lot of cards, that will be something also to come in the future. But this is right now 10 cards we'd like to see. So to start off, in number 10 is Plasma Eel. So coming in with 500 attack, 1200 defense, it is a dark monster used by, of course, Merrick. So it's a really cool card. It cannot be destroyed by a battle, so it's one of those. And then during either turn, you can equip this card to face up a monster your opponent controls. That monster could not be tribute and loses 500 attack during each of your opponent's end phases. Also, Plasma Eel was a machine type monster. This is what led Merrick to use machine duplication on it, giving 3 monsters. So Plasma Eel was not just by itself a good card, but it was also key to Merrick's deck. This would be the only card Merrick ever had 3 of. So having this card printed would be great for Merrick's deck, because it would add 3 copies of itself to his deck, plus machine duplication. That would give 4 new cards to Merrick's deck. Moving on to number 9, this is Hope for the Future. This card was used by Jaden at the very climax of Season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So this was the ending of GX. It allowed him to discard polymerization while he had Neos in the field, send from his deck fusion materials listed on a Neos fusion monster. So he used it to summon Divine Neos and defeat Night Shroud. This card to me is not unlike Yugi's Ragnarok, which is what Yugi used to come in clutch and defeat Merrick. So, you know, overall, pretty powerful card, or, you know, at least in anime terms. Obviously, we have much better cards, but this was a really cool card from the anime, and definitely served at a penultimate moment. Coming in at number 8 is Ragnarok. So, like I just said, it was used by Yugi to get rid of the Winged Dragon of Ra in his duel with Merrick, and this is what helped Yugi win by getting rid of the big golden chicken. So Ragnarok had some conditions. You needed 2 of either Dark Sage, Dark Magician Girl, or Magician of Black Chaos. You have to remove from play all monsters from your graveyard, hand, and deck to destroy all of the opponent's monsters. So very heavy conditions to use this card. We actually have cards like it with Dark Burning Magic and Dark Burning Attack, which have the spellcaster requirement as well as the monster removal. So it's unlikely we could see Ragnarok because we have cards already in the TCG and OCG that do the job of Ragnarok but more efficiently. But that's not to say that Konami wouldn't release it at some point because of how important it was to the anime and thus a lot of us anime fans. And to give some love to 5Ds now, this is Synchro Rain. So Synchro Rain is a battle phase trap card. You select a synchro that attacked an opponent's monster but didn't destroy it, double that monster attack until the end phase it can attack again. This card was used in the duel of Yusei versus Akiza. And it kind of says something when you're going batshit crazy, so you're not boyfriend, and your parents gotta tell you to calm the hell down. Coming at number 6, this one is a favorite of mine. This is Clay Guardian. So again, not a super astounding card, not that it's anything game breaking, but it is really mainly the only E-Hero fusion that we don't have. It's not quite a fusion though. So coming in with 0 attack and a beastly 2800 defense, it can only be special summoned with Metamorphosis tributing Clayman. So it's actually a lot more like Bubble Man Neo's Bubble Man rather than an actual E-Hero fusion. Its name is treated as Clayman while it's face up on the field, so it can still be used in E-Hero fusions if it came down to it, and when special summon, inflict 200 points of damage for each card your opponent controls. So it has a little bit of effect damage in it, but primarily it makes for one hell of a tank. Alright guys, now we're down to the final 5, and this is where it picks up a little bit. Again, all these cards are amazing in their own right, and even though they're in a top 10 order, the differences we have between them are very, very small. I mean, they're all really some of the cards we'd like to see more because they're either cool factor, epic factor, or just beastly cards. So coming in, number 5 is Harpie Lady Sparrow Formation. There we go. So not too long ago, we had Harpie's Featherstorm printed in the TCG and OCG. So that's great. We know Konami still has some printings that they want to do from Waking the Dragons. And we also already have Harpie Lady's Phoenix Formation. So Sparrow Formation was the trap card equivalent. And you need 2 or more Harpie Ladies to reduce battle damage you take from an opponent's monster to 0. So it's so much of a new effect. So you do need 2 Harpie Ladies to do the effect that we already have from other cards like Wabaku or Howled Life Barrier. Also cards like Negate Attack, just flat out end the battle phase, making them probably a little bit better. But that's not to say that this card couldn't get printed. It's a really cool my card, and again, we do have its counterpart already. And of course, that's why we picked this card, was mostly because of the counterpart to Phoenix Formation. There's still a couple other cards my played in Waking the Dragons that we still would also like to see. So a notable mention will go out to a card like Nightmare Trimere. Something else we'd like to see, but probably in a different video. Alright, next up is Rebirth Judgement. This card is incredibly important. It was played by both Truesdales, Zane and Cyrus, and this card, along with notable mention of Dragonroid, are very essential to Cyrus's Cyber Dark and Roid combo deck. A lot of you guys have been asking us to build that deck, and while Delta and I have announced it to come in 2018, towards the end with a last push of GX decks, the one downside to building that deck is the fact that those 2 archetypes don't have much going for them together. The Cyber Darks need dragons and the Roids are almost exclusively machines. So Rebirth Judgement is like DNA surgery except in the graveyard. Cyrus used it to make his Roids in the graveyard count as dragons to then be pulled by the Cyber Dark Dragons. So it's a really important card to make that deck flow better. Regardless of this card being printed or not, Delta and I will still build that deck because it is going to be a fun deck and a cool deck, even though it does have that, you know, kind of heavy flaw. So, number 3, this is Backup Gardna. A measly 500 attack to a 2200 defense. Backup Gardna is essential for Raphael's deck. It's his only monster that's not outright a Guardian monster. And the stipulation with Guardian monsters is they need their equip spell already on the field equipped to another monster to be summoned. There are ways around this. We've seen this in our duels with Raphael's deck. But nonetheless, it would be cool to have Backup Gardna, which also has the ability, it can equip an equip spell on it to another monster, and if it's targeted for an attack, you can discard 1 card to negate the attack, so it can definitely handle itself, as well as being key to dropping Guardian monsters. So Backup Gardna comes in as both a really cool and really useful monster, also doubling as the Yu-Gi-Oh version of Blanca from Street Fighter. Alright guys, we're down to the last 2, and coming in at number 2 is a pretty powerful monster. I think it has not gotten maybe as much attention as it deserved, but nonetheless, it definitely made impression when it was summoned. This is from Yu-Gi-Oh! Kaiba's Grand Championship Tournament. This is Royal Straight Slasher. So Royal Straight Slasher is an effect monster that is only able to be special summoned with Royal Straight. Now, Royal Straight, I'm comboing with Straight Slasher. It is not the number 1 card. So Royal Straight and Straight Slasher are together as number 2. It's a summoning spell, like a ritual spell, and I wouldn't count that with a ritual monster. So, Royal Straight, you need to tribute 1 of each of the knights in face-up attack position to special summon from your hand, deck, or graveyard so it has some reach to it. 1 Royal Straight Slasher. And the Straight Slasher himself, send a monster of each level 1 through 5 from your deck to the graveyard to destroy all opponent's cards. This was absolutely the final killing blow to Leon in his duel against Yugi during the tournament after Leon had used the illegal card Golden Castle Stromberg, who we featured next time. So Straight Slasher came in to help Yugioh take that win. It was a card we'd never seen before from his deck, and it was really cool to see the 3 Night Monsters have their own boss. So throughout Battle City, we saw Yugioh use the Alpha, Beta, Gamma monsters, and then in his tag duel with Kaiba against Luminous Umbra, he pulled out Valkyrion, the combination of the 3. It's been a while since we had seen the Knights first debuted, but we did see their big bad boss come into play as well. Alright guys, so before we get to number 1, I do want to quickly say that there are so many cards Delta and I would love to see printed, and we picked 10 cards that we thought would be best for the opening video of this. So don't worry, there are definitely more videos to come with more cards that we would like to see printed from the anime, but the ones we've picked, and especially this last one, are cards that not only did we want to see, but some of them had definitely been name dropped in comments by you guys. So this card made its debut in Battle City. It was featured also then in the Pyramid of Light movie, and still had other appearances later in the series. This is Kaiba's Attack Guidance Armor. So a trap card that allowed you to redirect the attack to another monster that was equipped with the Attack Guidance Armor, or in the flavor text for the Pyramid of Light movie, it says it's the Cursed Armor. So it does nothing more than redirecting an attack, namely to an opponent's monster, but it is still a really cool card, and it still is very sought after by, you know, a lot of fans, us included. We really would love to see Attack Guidance Armor. Yes, there are so many cards that do what it does, or better, but still, Attack Guidance Armor even just sounds like a cool card. Plus, you know, Konami prints Kaiba cards and we eat that up. Alright guys, and that's been 10 cards that we want to see printed from the anime. Definitely make sure to keep watching out, because we will be doing more videos like this one, because there are still so many more cards from the anime that we want to see printed. And as a matter of fact, why don't you guys drop some comments on this video of cards you'd like to add. So let us know what you want to see. Again, it could be a card that had a cool factor, it could be something that was really strong, but drop a reason why. Was it from your favorite episode? Was it one of your favorite monsters? I will say though again that Delta and I will not be doing cards from any season past 5Ds. We're going to keep in the realm of cards from series that we are working on now. It doesn't have to be a character's deck we have, because we have so few from 5Ds right now, but definitely we're working within what we have released. Alright guys, so that's all for now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video. See you guys.